Still working with cylinders, lesson 4. This time we're talking about the volume, which is like the space inside. So if we filled up this whole thing full of like water, or we put another type of liquid in there and it was completely 100% full, that would be the volume. Now, I want you to kind of just notice how the formula works. So here is our volume formula. It's big B times H, and big B stands for the area of the base, which again is a circle, which is pi r squared.
Back to the base of our cylinder, which is a circle. We know how to find the area of a circle.
All right, so as we take a look at the area of a circle, like I said, the volume is kind of like little circles stacked on top of each other. So we're going to take the area of that circle, and we're going to kind of just stack them on top of each other. So we're going to multiply it by the height of our cylinder. So however tall it is, we call it H. That's why we take the area of the circle multiplied by the height. Pi r squared times height. So whether you think about it as B times H, or you can think about it as pi r squared H, again, they're the same thing if you consider big B to be pi r squared. Again, that's a capital B, not base. It's the area of the base. So I'm going to use pi r squared times H because that's more usable for us. Now, again, do we have the diameter or do we have the radius? This is the diameter. My radius, again, 1/2 D equals R, or D equals 2R. Either way, that means my radius is half of that. So I'm going to say pi times 3.14. Oh, wait, no, wait, pi is 3.14. Come on, Mr. Larson. Radius is 12 squared, and then 48 is my height. So 12 squared times H. So 12 squared is 144. So 3.14 times 144 times 48. I don't know why I didn't write that there. And again, you can absolutely use a calculator on these. So 3.14 times 144 times 48 is 21,703.68. The question says we need 23,100 cubic inches of space for 25 fish. Will the tank showing have enough space? Well, since this number is less, if there needs to be 23,100 cubic inches of space, and this fish tank has a little over 21,703, that will, this is incorrect, not be enough space, because 21,703 is smaller than 23,100. So that's a kind of like a typo. Again, the question is not. It should say not. We do not meet the minimum requirements to safely hold the fish. What is the radius of the base of this can of juice if the volume is 300 cubic centimeters? So again, we're going to use our same formula, but this time we're going to set it equal to 300. So I don't know. I know that this is my height. I don't know what the radius is. That's the question. So we're going to say 300 equals pi times r squared, and then we just said our height was 14 centimeters. So I'm going to multiply 3.14 times 14. So 3.14 times 14 is 43.96 r squared. And again, my goal is to get r. My goal is to get this by itself. So I'm going to divide both sides by 43.96. Divide both sides by 43.96. So 300 divided by 43.96, we get 6.82 equals r squared. And then after I say, okay, well, now I need to undo r squared, so I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So if I take the square root of 6.82, I'm going to get 2.6115. So I'm just going to call it 2.6 equal to r. So our radius, if we worked backwards, our radius is 2.6 centimeters. What is the volume of each oil barrel? Again, here's my height. Nice. This is diameter, which is useful, but I don't need the diameter. I need the radius. So if the radius is half of the diameter, take 0.9 and divide it by 2. So you get 0.45. So I'm going to plug in my values and say pi times 0.45 squared times my height of 1.2. 0.45 squared is 0.2025 and then multiplied by 1.2. Again, now I can just type this all in at once. 3.14 times 0.2025 times 1.2 equals 0.76302. We'll round that to just volume equals 0.76. And then when you find the volume, it's going to be meters cubed. So again, when it's area, we just used squares. When it's volume, we have to cube our units because we're using like height. We're doing the base, the height, and the width. So we are using 3 dimensions, which is why our units are